Welcome, Kamal. Total pleasure to meet you. I know you're doing some fantastic work as far as security goes with the blockchain, and I'm really looking forward to the panel tonight, so I think it'd be fascinating. I wondered what actually led you into this area. What sparked your interest in the blockchain?
Well, I think like most people, Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies was what got me interested. And once I heard about it, I wanted to learn more. I wanted to get some Bitcoin, but at the time it was still kind of early. We didn't have the software there that allowed the typical consumer like myself to get it. So I started to look at the underlying technology and what I could do on my own to hopefully procure Bitcoin. And so that's when I stumbled across blockchain technology and was completely intrigued and fell into the proverbial rabbit hole.
So just like Alice in Wonderland.
It is, and you can stay there for a very long time, and there's still more information to try and consume and absorb.
Yes, it's a fascinating area. Where do you think we're going to go with the blockchain? Because, it really is so disruptive to so many, the potential is to so many industries. And I think in such a good way, but obviously change always comes with a cost and people get a bit scared and nervous. But what do you think the ramifications are going to be from your vision?
Well, I think we're still experiencing the learning curve. There is a knowledge gap. And once the average person understands what a blockchain is, and once lawmakers and legislators understand what the blockchain is, we're going to have a better definition of how it can be used. And then people in certain industries where blockchain is going to be applied will also need to have knowledge of how it can be properly implemented into their business operations. And once that occurs, then you're going to start to see more of a definition of which industries blockchain is going to be used and how it's going to be used. Because the industry professionals need to understand how the blockchain is going to impact their operations. And then, of course, the IT professionals and the blockchain developers also need to work with the industry professionals in order to implement things properly.
I was just thinking, I've been having incredible problems with my internet and Comcast, as many people do. And it just hit me then when you were talking that it'd be amazing to have the internet architecture on the blockchain, because the actual architecture of going from the line to the business is really not documented very well, and no one sort of knows when it was built or when it was put in. And I'm in an old building here in Palo Alto, and apparently the cables are dreadful. So I'm just thinking that would really, if people could just look up online and see that sort of architecture, that would be incredible, just from a personal perspective.
That's true, and I think the opportunity is there, and I think really some of the most intriguing for me, due to my compliance background, is any place where there needs to be some degree of either regulation or oversight or transparency. Let's get a blockchain in there, because then you're able to see either what transactions were made, who holds assets, who has the ability to release assets, and things of that nature. And it shows exactly who has custody. And I mean, let's just talk about the legal field. All the areas of law that can be affected by blockchain and smart contracts, I feel like it's going to revolutionize the industry. So I'm very excited on that end. Obviously, right now, when it comes to certain professionals, it's accounting professionals who are trying to wrap their mind around, okay, what is a blockchain? Is blockchain technology going to take my job away? No, it's not. It's actually going to make accountants much better and, make what their human capabilities and what they bring to the table with a blockchain, it's going to make them more valuable.
Yes, and everyone, as I said, is scared of change, but ultimately there's nothing else but change. Everything is changing.
Everything is changing. So I'm very optimistic, and I'm looking forward to seeing this knowledge gap close and regular people understanding, okay, I know what a blockchain is, I know what a smart contract is, I know how it's used, and then once we understand those things, then we're really going to see how it's going to disrupt these industries.
Fabulous. Look, thanks so much for coming. I'm so looking forward to the panel. So many interesting people here tonight.
Yeah, me too. Thank you again for having me.